What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central. Happy Wednesday? Happy Wednesday, everybody. No Remy Cam today. She did not want to be in here. Brought her up here earlier. She just barked and yipped, pawed at the door. Does not want to be in here right now. So, apologies to the people. Apologies. Love the dog. Can't do a live stream with her barking in the background. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with her in this house, but she is not really enjoying the new place much. Today we're going to talk about profit and loss for Hero Wars. We're not going to spend the whole time talking about it. There's too much to talk about, and it is boring and dry to most people. But the emerald word of the day is MPU. MPU. Exclamation point MPU means what does it mean? It means monthly paying users. Wow. Monthly paying users. Lost my train of thought there. Monthly paying users. All right. MPU. Exclamation point MPU. Yeah, so you enter it in. Those whose names were drawn on Monday, we're going to get you guys squared away by the end of the week. 6-7. It's not 6-7. It's not 6-7. Most powerful unit. Yeah. I think it's worth a discussion, right? This is definitely a big deal when it comes to whether or not people should spend money on this game or on a company as a whole. You got to take a look at the financial health of the company, right? So their revenue, here's the highlights, right? The highlights is revenue is down. Profit is up. Revenue is down. Okay. Selling and marketing expenses has decreased by 43%. That means they're marketing less. That's where the majority of the profit came from. And the adjusted EBITDA of $26 million is an increase versus $17 million in Q3. So this chart right here is the comparison from Q3 2025 to Q3 2024 and the 9-month total for 2025 versus the 9-month total of 2024. Anything in parentheses means that it's negative. There's a lot of parentheses here. Revenue is down 12% year over year. Year to date, year over year, revenue's down just 3%. It could be worse. This could be bigger, right? Sometimes when you're comparing a quarter to a quarter, the changes being dramatic could be alarming. Generally speaking, the buying and selling cycle of a business, the ups and downs of a business, they're the same year over year. Like, for example, YouTube, even though my viewers are kind of low right now, I'm making considerably more per viewer in Q4. Excuse me. YouTubers make more money in Q4 than they do all year. Of course, I've had like a pretty record-breaking year as it is in YouTube. But, you know, myself as a company, Hero War Central, I got to look at this. Anyway, 3% reduction in revenue year over year at the 9-month mark. So the first 9 months versus the first 9 months of 2024. Platform commissions, that's things by, you know, within the platform. So things from Facebook, things from Android, and things from iOS, right? If you buy it directly from the website or from a blog or something like that, then it's not a platform commission, if that makes sense. Game operating cost has gone up by $1 million. Game operating cost is things like bug testers and coders, art, selling and marketing expenses has gone down by 43% and 23% year to date, year over year. They're spending less on marketing. Doesn't feel like it. Doesn't feel like it. General and admin expenses, that's stuff like accounting and HR, janitorial, Office 365 membership, right? That stuff is roughly the same. It did go up a little bit. So here's the thing though. This is the highlight that everybody should care about. That is the profit net of tax. Okay, so profit net of tax has gone up from 15 million in Q3 last year to 24 million in Q4 this year. That's $8 million per month on average. Profit after expenses, net of tax, okay, $8 million per month on average, a 66% increase. Now, a majority of that is right here. A majority of that is right there. Like we can't overlook this. They spent less on money on marketing, so that overhead is in the profit, right? That overhead is part of the profit now. It's $22 million less. Now they only gained $9 million here in profit. So that 22 million had, part of that 22 million went elsewhere also. And for whatever reason, not meaningful. Like this is a meaningful change. 24 to 55, that is a meaningful change. Why is this considered not meaningful? I don't understand. There's something else that happened here in the first 9 months and the second 9 months that makes this a moot data point, makes it not worth discussing, right? Adjusted EBITDA, cash flow generated from activities, 15 million to 12 million. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial planner. I'm not going to suggest anybody buy Nexter's GDev stock or any other currency or security or financial vehicle. That's not what I want to do here. Profit is up, but revenue is down considerably. Well, 12% is a good amount. It's not a lot, but it could be worse, but it's definitely down. 3% year over year, year to date. This is not that bad. This is not that bad. Still down though. Still down. A lot of financial mumbo jumbo here, but what the average player is curious about, what I'm curious about is how many paying players are there? Of the total player base, how many total paying players are there? There's 263,000 paying players per month. 263,000 paying players. That's across every game that Hero Wars has, or GDev has. It's Hero Wars Alliance, it's Hero Wars Dominion Era, and they have 2 or 3 other games, 3 or 4 other games that they have also, but the vast majority of their revenue is from Hero Wars. Vast majority of it is from Hero Wars Alliance, Hero Wars Dominion Era, and I'll show you the difference, the breakdown in a second. It's down 16% and 20% year-to-date, year-over-year. This is very alarming. This is very alarming. This means total for 2025 so far, the average is 287 per month. 287,000 players. Year to date in 2024, average per month was 359,000 per month. This is the first politics warning, guys. First politics warning. Any more politics discussed, Trump, anything like that, I'm just gonna kick you out of the channel. You can watch it, but you won't be able to chat. Yeah. No politics. No politics. There's definitely some global economic things happening here. But we don't need to get into all that. We're not trying to make excuses for anything here, okay? Yeah. So 263,000 paying players per month in Q3 of 2025. That's a lot. 263,000 players. It's less than last year by a considerable margin, and less again year to date. Like, this is really bad, guys. This is really, really, really bad. 20% less paying players year to date. 20% fewer total paying players year to date. That's crazy. What is interesting is the amount spent per player is up. Not only is it up in Q3 from $92 per player per month to $107, but it's also year to date, the average is up, right? So fewer players, but spending more. Only about 10% more. So we got to think about this, a little bit of math. 20% is bad. Okay. This is so bad. This is alarming. This is, holy crap. This is bad. But even though there are fewer paying players, the players that are still buying are paying roughly 10% more, right? 92 to 107. It's a little bit more than 10%. 89 to 96 is a little bit less than 10%. So this 20% is probably half of that is being kind of covered, right? It's kind of being, that deficit in a roundabout way is kind of being covered, right? But the total numbers, total revenue, and then total profit, that tells the true story, right? That tells the true story. But this is so bad, guys. I saw this. This is really scary. 20% drop year to date, year over year it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. So continuing on, 59% of the player base plays mobile, 41% plays on PC. Web has been slowly gaining players, or maybe Alliance is losing players at a much more dramatic rate. Here's the breakdown of where the players are from. The paying players, 32% of bookings came from United States, 19% from Asia, 34% from Europe. This is a pretty dramatic change, though. Asia lost players, and they seem to have started purchasing in Europe. Curious. A 2% drop year over year for US isn't that dramatic, but I guess 3% drop isn't that great, but a 4% increase. Looks like Europe gained all that US and Asia lost. Kind of curious there. And again, this is the percentage of the player base that is spending based on those areas, right? And then there's a bunch of financial stuff here. So this is their financial results for the third quarter and first 9 months. This is what they report to the SEC in the United States to maintain their listing on the NASDAQ. Okay, the NASDAQ is oversimplified. The NASDAQ is a stock exchange, and any company that is a legit public company has to be listed on one of the stock exchanges. Again, oversimplification. So they have to report these numbers, and they have to be accurate because the SEC can and will audit companies like this, right? They can and will audit companies like this to make sure that their numbers, they'll come in and look at their books and everything because, GDev wants to be listed and the SEC only wants companies listed that are truthful, right? So you can pretty well count on these numbers to be accurate, pretty close. However, you can do a lot to massage this stuff. You can do a lot to tweak these numbers. This doesn't tell the whole picture. Like the profit and loss statement isn't here. Okay. Just kidding. Here it is. Just kidding. Here's the profit and loss statement. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Massaging numbers. Yeah. I've finally been completely free to play, not even season pass, and I couldn't be happier. Done sending them my money. Okay. I buy 4x gem sale 2 to 3 times and use those gems on tower to get tower rewards. Yep. I like to do that also. So this begs the question, as it always does, is Hero Wars dying? Let me find this. Let me find this thing real quick. Let's see. How many active players does Hero Wars have? And how many new accounts per month? Per day? Yeah, I mean, profit is up. Revenue is down. Right? Well. So there are 7 million active users in 2024. That's the newest news report that we have. 17,000 daily players, not new accounts. Yeah. Hero Wars has millions of monthly active users. It also has tens of millions of total accounts. There's no credible public data. Yeah. So what I was looking for, I was using AI to scrape and see if there's been any articles that any interviews that have taken place where they mention their numbers. So we don't know. So let's say hypothetically, let's say that every top 10 guild quits on both versions of the game. Okay. Math. Would you guys say that 1,000 new players join the game every day? Like, that's kind of what we have to think about. Because we just don't know, right? We just don't know. Still running slow when I'm live streaming. At least I'm not dropping frames anymore. This is going way too slow. I still gotta do something to work on the internet here. It's going way too slow. Okay. 1,000 new players per day. Is that too much? 1,000 is way too high? You think so? Maybe 500. Let's call it 500. Okay. So 500 new players per day. Okay. So let's say every top 10 guild quits. Let's assume that top 10 guilds are the pay-to-win players, the players that have been playing the longest. Every top 10 guild quits. That's 300 players. Right? 300 players. So if we get 99% churn, that still leaves 5 paying players per day. So if 1% of the player base becomes a paying user, right? 1% of 500 equals 5. Right? 1% of the new players every day becomes a paying user. Is 1% too high? What if it's 0.1%? Let's see. 0.1% of 500 equals 0.5 players. Let's do that. So if every top 10 guild quits, every player in the top 10 guilds quit, I guess it would be 600, right? 600. Let's do mobile. Let's do the top 10 on mobile and the top 10 on web. So that's 20 guilds, 600 players. They're not all going to quit, first of all. But let's just assume they do. So how many days does it take If we only get 0.1%, I'm guessing it's over 1%. I would say more like 5 out of 100 would pay, so 5%. James, I think that's too high. I think that's too high. I think that's too high. But let's stick to the 0.1%. 0.1%. So if we do 600 divided by 0.5, 600 divided by 0.5 is 1,200 days. Okay, 1,200 days. So every 4 years, if every paying player quit all at once, which they don't, it would take 1,200 days. If only 0.1% of 500 new accounts quit. Let's do the other one. So 600 divided by 5 is 120. 120 days. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So if 1% of players every day become paying players, it will take 4 months to completely replace all of the whales. Thanks, Subsimp. You said 18,000 active daily players. Martin Mayer, there was an article in 2024 that somebody mentioned that. Yes. But that was in 2024, and it was an article. So they might have lied. They might have lied. Oh, that's times 0.5? Yeah. Whale hunting? Yeah. I don't know. So we think about this in terms of how many people are actually spending money. And we know that to be 263,000 players per month. 263,000 paying players per month. And the average spent per paying player is $107. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is $107 a whale? Is $107 a dolphin? A minnow? I mean, it's certainly not free to play, right? 263,000 paying players, and 600 of them quit. Now, those 600 might be paying $1,000 a month each. Probably not $1,000 a month. The argument that I always like to look at this, and I'm not trying to make any statements. I'm not trying to make any statements about Hero Wars is fine. I'm not trying to say that Hero Wars Alliance is gonna survive. It's gonna be another 10 years before this game dies. The players that are quitting, the whales in my guild are quitting. Have they already spent the majority of money that they're going to spend? And now they're done spending? Except for like new hero event, Asherona events coming next week. It's going to cost me about $50. It's going to cost me about $50 to get a 6-star Asherona, to get the totem fragment of my choice. $60 to do that. Even if you do that every single month, I just don't see this statement that people throw around. All the whales are quitting. I don't think that GDEF cares, because I think the majority of the whales have already spent. I think that you have to be actively spending for me to care if you quit or not. Kevin Norman says at some point there's less to spend on. That's where I'm sitting at right now. I can't tell you the last time that I bought a season pass. I can't tell you the last time. I used to buy every single one of these golden tickets. I used to buy every single one of these every month. You know, I used to. I don't know. Is Hero Wars dead? Is Hero Wars dying? This is scary. This is scary. Yeah. Esky TV. Alex Rowan's in a top 50 guild. We lose about a player every month. I don't think that we... I think that we kick players out every now and then, but I don't think we lose players in our guild. And we're top 50. Minnesota is done spinning after 1 year. Okay. Esky TV is here. Nice. Guys, it is hot. It is hot in my office. I got to turn my fan on. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Shoo. Shoo-wee. Here we go. Web player. Okay. Alex Rowan. Alex. So big shout out to SubSimp for joining the YouTube Guild. Thank you, D. Warman. Thank you so much for that. SubSimp joining the YouTube Guild. Got a Polaris Enjoyer, it looks like. Now you got a green name. Now your comments and questions are highlighted on my dashboard here. Second floor office. Yep, second floor office. Second floor office. Crappier internet. I ordered a plug-in extender thing. Should be here tomorrow though. So I'm hoping that makes things better. Hoping that makes things better for me. Yeah. Yeah. So sub, if you're on Discord, message me on Discord. I'll get you added to the private Hero Wars channel. But guys, for the most part, you can. Oh, the Hero Wars sign, it's still at the old office. I haven't taken it down yet. It's one of the last things in my office that I need to get that down. I need to get that taken down. Alex Rowan, 21, is a mobile player. Robert Ludwig. SubSimp, thank you so much for supporting my family. I really appreciate it. I do think that your money could be better used elsewhere. But I appreciate it. I do. Just watching my YouTube channel has contributed more than you know. Just watching. Right. And by the way, if you watch at least 30 seconds of any YouTube video, not just mine, if you stick around when you're watching a YouTube video, if you watch for at least 30 seconds, that creator is going to get more money from advertisers than not. Okay. It's not just that, it's engagement. It's engagement level also. Right. So if you think a YouTube video is doing a disservice by not including the proper information that they broadcast in their title and thumbnail, then click away immediately. Right. Don't promote those videos. If the video is AI slop, don't watch it, man. Don't watch it. This isn't an artist versus artist or an artist versus AI thing. This is AI slop is what it is, right? Robert Ludwig is here, web player. Yeah. I'm not talking about AI voice channels. I'm talking about like Will Smith slapping baby Jesus videos, you know, that that kind of YouTube video. Yeah. Let's see. I appreciate the sentiment, my friend. Thank you. But you give me such a great and extensively more of an experience playing the game. I'm honored to be able to add to your success. Thank you so much, SubSimp. I appreciate that. And guys, for what it's worth, the YouTube guild members, you guys are highlighted on my chat. So if those people's messages tend to get highlighted and responded to faster. You know what I mean? Yeti and Bigfoot. You know what I've been really enjoying, actually? I've been really enjoying... There's a guy that does dwarf questing in, like, Dead Mines and Westfall. World of Warcraft, a dwarf doing selfie videos questing. It's nostalgic is what it is. It's nostalgic. Chris Rock. Yeah, I've been curating my YouTube feed for the last year, slowly flagging AI slop channels. Yeah, that is definitely something. I mean, before too long, the AI is going to be so good that we're just not going to be able to tell the difference. Like at some point, it's going to be easier for me to do a video and a live stream by typing in a prompt. But we're really far away from that. Like, it's so much faster for me to just sit down and record a video than it is for me to like type out a script and put it into 11 Labs for the voice thing and then have AI render video. Like, not only is that expensive, it takes longer. Like, if I just want to talk about flags, like war flags, which by the way, I did a war flag video today. I'm going to publish that probably, this weekend or something. If I want to talk about war flags, it's so much quicker for me to just sit down and Some people hate that though. Some people want polished transitions and jump cuts. It's whatever. Yeah. The selfie dwarf. Yeah, he's like walking around. He's going into dead mines and questing and like it shows him fighting the Defias Brotherhood. If you're familiar with Westfall at all, there's the Defias Brotherhood. They wear red. They wear red masks. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Hero Wars news from the day. We're in this Hero Wars Alliance news drought right now. I don't know what's going on with it, but they, the last time they had any kind of meaningful content was, I guess, November 29th. You know what I mean? Like, the thing that kills me is, like, tonight they have the Talisman Fever going live with the Electro Talisman. Why didn't they make a post about that? They haven't hyped up Talisman Fever at all. I just don't get it. If I were in charge of a game's social media, I would be posting so much. I'd be sharing like Reddit. Well, I guess you can't. There's legal obligations and liability and stuff though. Yeah. I guess AI people diving into water is a hoot. They cannot get the legs. I've never seen that. Grok make the coolest thing anyone ever saw. Interesting. YouTube sucks. I mean, yeah, I would recommend everybody get into YouTube though. Honestly, YouTube is it's printing money. It's printing money. Because of the holidays? I don't think Cyprus celebrates Thanksgiving though. I think Thanksgiving is a North America thing. I mean, I'm sure that there is a Thanksgiving in Cyprus. I just don't think it's in November. I don't know. I mean, maybe. I know that Sandra on Hero Wars Dominion Era, the community manager, she's out of the office right now. But month-long holiday vacation. For why, though? For why? Why? I mean, it's not like all these people aren't working from home. They're all working from home. Like, they're all working from home. I just push AI? No. I don't want AI. At least 2 times per day. Yeah, I don't get it. Anyway, Talisman Fever is tonight. We have the new Electro Talisman coming out. It's going to be stacked with Treasure of the Valkyries, and of course, Guild Clash is ongoing, right? Oh, YouTube just pushes AI. Yeah, Gemini, the new AI brain in YouTube, Gemini, it's changing the way that a lot of people are receiving YouTube and creating content. It's more about the vibe, more about how accurate. I think it's actually for the better, but I don't know. Blogs are almost impossible now because just the sheer volume of content that you can put out. Just blogging is I mean, I'm kind of niche. My blog is, so it does okay. It does pretty good actually, but like there's a lot of blogs that just pump out just nonsense political stuff, Lifetime vacation. Yeah. This Burna event, can't wait to have it on Facebook and web. Hey, Subsimp. Brentis, back into the YouTube guild. Welcome back, Brentis. Thank you, Subsimp. Sir Turbo, I wish that more guilds would do that. Honestly, I was surprised whenever I woke up on Thursday on Thanksgiving and saw that I had a war to fight. Thanks, Brentis. I'm sorry. Thank you, Subsimp, for gifting a sub, and welcome, Brentis, to the YouTube guild. Let's take a look at this here. The teddy bear curse. Something turned all of our heroes into teddy bears, as adorable it is, that it cannot protect Dominion. The power of cuteness just doesn't cut it. This is a contest. Figure out which teddy bear was once which hero and get a chance to... Okay, Mushy and Shroom, Galahad, Ginger, and Elmir. That's crazy. Okay, everybody go do this. Hero Wars Alliance players, go do this. You have to participate in this for a chance to win. Yeah, go do this. Go do this. If you haven't already, go do this. This isn't one of those posts where it's like, if enough people guess correctly, we'll give everybody a gift tomorrow. No, this is a drawing random 10 people to get rewards gift. Go do this, guys. Go do this. Everybody go do this. If you play Hero Wars Alliance, go do this. Really not that hard? Yeah, it's pretty easy. This Galahad's adorable. This Elmir, honestly, is adorable. Look at the button eyes. Oh, adorable. Okay. Hero Wars Dominion era. We got some stuff here. The Asherona and Pyro teaser. I tell you what, the number one thing that drew my eye in this whole piece of art, there's two, if you can guess the second one. There's a pair. This is the second one. The first thing, the seal of nature actually being the seal for Asherona. I was genuinely concerned. that they were going to have a different seal after telling us over and over and over and over again that the seal of nature was going to be the seal. I was genuinely concerned. I was really, really big concerned. Oh, man. So I've been getting a lot of reports. Somebody made a YouTube video yesterday and they jumped the gun a little bit. And because of the nature of the content, it created a lot of questions in the community, which I've really enjoyed people arguing about today in different places on Facebook and on Discord. It's kind of funny. But this is different than the mobile version of Asherona. Right? This is a different champion than Asherona on Hero Wars Alliance. I don't know. I did a whole video about Asherona already today. Too long, didn't watch. I think that she's going to add the least of all of the Summoner Titans. Kevin Orman, yes, they did. But I was still skeptical. Mr. NCSU on the official Hero Wars Alliance Facebook post, this right here, go do this quiz. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, this skill here is different. I'm sorry. Yeah, both skills are different than on mobile. Like obviously mobile doesn't have totems, so there is no spiritual bonfire. It's different, right? But the video was a little misleading and a lot of people had some questions. And then of course today this was published. And then a lot of people got confused and wondered where the other video came from. But that's okay. Hopefully today everything is going to get corrected. Ultimately, it doesn't matter that much. Got a question in the chat. James Longo says, any idea when the new Water Titan will come out? If I had to guess, February. If I had to guess, probably February. So the thing about Fire Titans, guys, from what I understand, not a Fire Titan guy. I'm an Earth Titan main, right? Earth Titan for many years. I've been Earth Titan. I'm leveling up Water and Darkness for my second team. So Fire Titans and the Fire team is probably the team that I have the least experience with. I think that Fire Titans generally already beat all Earth teams, right? Rock, paper, scissors. And I think that Fire Titans played on manual mode do pretty well against a lot of water teams as well. As long as you dodge Sigurd's shield, right? I think that Fire Titan teams do well against a lot of water teams. Fire Titan mains in the chat. Let me know if that's right or wrong. So to me, her value is a lot lower than possibly the Water Titan Titus. And I think Verdok is slightly above Asherona as well. I'm concerned. I'm concerned that this is just a win more Titan. Now, we do have the whole Clash of Worlds of it all, right? The Clash of Worlds discussion with Asherona. You're going to want to level up Asherona for the Bastion of Fire. You do. You want it. 160% bonus health for your fire team. However, there are only 4 teams that can be in this Bastion of Fire, right? So your guild needs to have 4 players that levels up Asherona. Substance says, yes, Firelight really has a good win over others, maybe slightly diminishing her efficiency, somewhat balanced against other elements. Yeah. On mobile, my Water Titans are the best team. Yeah. I can beat Earth Lord with Water Light team on the regular. You can go against the grain with smart lineups synergy. Yeah, okay. Marta Mayer says Moloch is a wimp. Okay, all right. So, are you going to be able to use Asherona to beat some teams on water that you can't beat now? Fire Titan, dodge Sigurd. How dodge Sigurd? You just play on manual mode. The question will be what totem fusion. So that's a good question. I mean, do we change up? Let's see. Hero Wars Central. What's the best totem fusion for fire? Let's see. Totem fusion guide. So a lot of people have been saying that Last Flash, Ice Age, or Flame Dance with Primal Zeal or Call of the Elements has been the best. Does that change things? Does that change? You pair her with. Well, let's see. We can actually look at this. So you're generally pairing with Dark. Well, and Light. Man, I'm seeing this. I see this Solaris Iari team a lot. This team I see a lot. So, Murmur of the Crags or After the Depths and Echo Igus or Primal Zeal. Call of the Elements. I don't know. Last Flash with Primal Zeal. I think that is what I was planning on putting on mine. But I don't really remember. Fusion. So Last Flash, when a Titan should die, and Fire Titans are really good at dying, by the way. Burning Rage, its speed is increased by 15%. While enraged, the power of the Titan's attack increases and becomes invulnerable to all attacks. While its health cannot drop lower than 1, the Titan dies once the effect ends. Duration 5 seconds, and it goes up. Or Ice Age or Flame Dance. Base skill of the opponent. Once the base totem skill of your opponent activates. Flame Dance. Someone's playing suits the enemy team. Yeah, I think Last Flash is still to play, right? I think Last Flash is still to play. And then Primal Zeal. When using the basic skill, Titan has a chance to restore part of its energy. She'll apply Titan, your team breaks. Triple cycle. Call of the Elements. Could be Call of the Elements. I mean, that's still... Yeah, I mean, I don't think that this changes. I still don't think that this changes. I think Primal Zeal or Call of the Elements is still the play, and the secondary skill is going to be based on probably your Light Titan totem, right? Or your Darkness totem. If you use like you want the skill, you want to set your Fire totem skills to not be the same as your Darkness or Light, whichever one you use, or both, right? I don't know. Putting it on both for Call of the Elements has been very successful for me. Okay. Last Flash Primal Zeal, says Debbie. Okay. Next, just keep singing other rides the... Yeah, Last Flash is brutal. Then Last Flash for the other. Yeah, Fire. That's what Yeah, I think this is still accurate. I think this is still accurate. I think the the Murmur of the Crags and Echo Aegis for Earth is still the correct one. Right? For the shield and all of that. Shield and the shield. Yeah, I don't think this changes. I still think this is the best thing for Asherona. Christian, if it's a chore, you should quit. Leveling the... What do you mean, David? Casino Fusion is not... It's not a pain. It's easy. Casino Fusion is super easy, right? You just got to be real lucky. 2.9, 4.1. Like a 0.6% chance. You just got to be real lucky. You just got to get real lucky. Yes. Yes. Level Vulcan last. Asherona is certainly better than Vulcan. Okay. Rank 3 Murmur of the Crags. Okay. How about Echo Aegis? We're not doing this. We're not wasting our 30 here. Very excited. What do I got? I got 1. 8.1. Oh, man. So my Crystallized Might didn't reset. I thought this was supposed to reset when you go up. I thought this was supposed to be reset when it goes up. There goes 20K in the Titan event. Okay, the Tournament of Titan Power, maybe I should have held off on for that. Maybe. Okay. Choose a winner. Frank C. It resets after you use it. I thought it reset whenever you ranked up. That's interesting. That's good news. Interesting. I didn't know that. I thought that's actually less scammy than I thought it was. How about that? It keeps building until you reach 3,000 and use it. Yeah. I'm hyped. I didn't even know. You still have to spend 600. You still have to spend 600 catalysts to get a rank up. So I guess the idea is you get to rank 4, and then you blow your bad luck protection to get to rank 5. My Earth team is about to be insane. Frank C is here. Web player. We're going to draw another name. Burned H. Outside projects. Nice. Burned H is here, a web player. Okay. Very cool. Is today Wednesday or Tuesday? Today's Wednesday. Okay. All right, guys. Tomorrow we are live streaming in the evening, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. 7:30 p.m. Central Time is 1:30 a.m. UTC. If I drew your name today, contact me via email, herowarscentral@gmail.com. If you are interested in, if you're good at data mining and or creating tools for websites, APIs that people can use to have a better experience in this game, always looking for players like that to help out. Yeah. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. Good live stream. Hero Wars is dying. Oh no. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.